Hi, this is Lisa Murkowski. I really wish that I could be there in person with all of you today. I will tell you, I had an opportunity to be with the Conference of Young Alaskans in Girdwood 2 years ago. And I have to tell you, part of it was we were gathered together right at the time of our 50th anniversary of statehood, so there was some excitement attached to that. But there was an energy within that room. There was an excitement, there was a passion about who we are as Alaskans that I can still feel 2 years after the fact. So I would imagine today that those of you gathered from all corners of the state share much of that same enthusiasm, passion, desire to do something. And for all of the excitement and bravado that I think some of you bring to the table, I will tell you, I remember quite vividly a conversation with a young woman 2 years ago. She'd never left her village before her trip to the conference. She was scared, she was apprehensive, I think she was a little homesick, but she was so clearly proud to have been chosen to represent her community and other young Alaskans. That gathering, every person in that room, every person had so much to offer, just as all of you have so much to offer one another. So whether your passion is laying the groundwork for economic development, protecting the environment, serving elders, reducing youth suicide, improving access to health care, or any other of those pressing issues that face our state and our people, you have been chosen to participate in this year's Conference of Young Alaskans because you have already demonstrated your commitment to making your community a better place. Public service really starts very locally with one family, one person, one community. In some cases, service to one's fellow Alaskan can lead to a much wider effect and impact, and I think that's why you're here. Beyond the work that you are doing to improve the lives of those around you and across Alaska, you also have the capacity to influence public policy with your involvement. And that involvement doesn't need to be big and something that gains the headlines. It might be if you write a letter to a public official, speak out at a community event, or possibly run for some office. You can put your passions to wider effect. I started out volunteering in efforts that I cared about. I volunteered for the PTA at my son's school. I worked on issues that I cared about, that impacted Alaskans in different places. I worked on issues relating to homelessness, on equal rights. Today, as a United States Senator, I work on all of those issues and so much more, helping to develop public policy that will help improve the lives of millions of Americans, not just those of us in Alaska. You have also begun your walk on the path to leadership. In whatever capacity you may choose to serve in the future, you will have an opportunity, as you are today, to lead. You will have an opportunity to lead and to carve a pathway forward. So what are the marks of a good leader? I would suggest that it is someone who will listen and then, having heard, to understand. You may not always agree with those with whom you will work, but you must understand them in order to be effective. I think a good leader works to find compromise, works to show respect for others, and exhibits behavior that invites others to also respect them. A good leader also has a vision for the future. You've all heard this before, but you represent the next generation. And I encourage you to continue to put your passions into action. Albert Schweitzer said, "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know. The only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Pretty compelling words. But I find Martin Luther King to be even more inspirational. He told us, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. Pretty profound. I want to thank you for what you have begun for our state, and what you will do and continue with your lives. Thank you so much. Have a great, great conference.